Hey Shalom, hey Shalom, when the stuff is always by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to Apostle GMS and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. This one's probably going to be a quick one, I don't know. But yeah, this is a National Geographic article that I came across earlier on in the day, showcasing you two twins from here, England, Birmingham, England, to be more specific. Right, it says these twins, one black and one white, will make you rethink race. Now, there's a lot of bones in this article. It's a Jamaican dad, white mom, yada 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 yada. And you see from a young age, it actually looked more distinct, because in this picture you can kind of tell she's mixed race. But from there you can see that these, you'll be like, yo, what's that little Becky, a baby Becky, right? No, you see that. You see that her and her own and think, yo, that's just a white girl. Unless you see her next to her parents, so you be able to put two and two together. Now, I bring this out because it covers something that covers the scripture, something that's covered in the scriptures, because people will be like, oh, but if Esau's, how could one twin come out one color? That's one of the arguments they'll throw out there. But this here is proof, right? You actually have other examples where you have a couple that is black mom, dark mom, and a dark dad, and then they've somehow had one white twin and one black twin. Right, now you can imagine the amazement, right? Imagine let me see. Imagine amazement when you just seen your wife give birth, and you're like, oh shit, why is one of them that colorful? What's going on? Right, which is why Esau was named what he's named. Esau, from the Hebrew Ishashwa, wasted away is he. Right. So this is Genesis 25. Right. In fact, I'll start from 21. It says, and Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. Right. So, Rebecca wasn't able to have children, which is what you do in the ancient world. You were not able to have children. You pray to the Lord, hey Lord, can my wife conceive, this, that, and the other. Whereas Esau nowadays just says, hey, take some IVF, right? This is because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebecca his wife conceived, and their children struggled within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. So basically what's happening was, Isaac entreated the Lord for Rebecca, say, yo, come on, wife, have child. Now the children are grown, they're basically, beefing it up in her womb. Right, it says, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are on thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right, the elder was Esau, and the younger is Jacob. Right, it says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Right, now the understanding all this red, when they come out fresh, man, they're hella red. Right, they used to have hairy, red dyed garments, right? And they called him Esau because his name is wasted away as he. Right, it says verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Right, so you basically had two twins, fraternal twins, that came out and looked completely different. As brothers always say, notice how Jacob's name wasn't, Jacob's color wasn't mentioned. Right, it's because he looked normal. Right, and one of the things they keep throwing around in this article as well is race this, race that, race this, race that. Right, but we'll read in the scriptures that race is actually something that is from your father's line. Right, patrilineal. I think that's the word. Yeah, so relating to or based on relationship to the father or descent through the male line, right? So race is patrilineal, right? Raza, from the Hebrew Raza, let's see, race. If I remember correctly, it should be from the Hebrew Raza. Somewhere along the line. Right, it says actor. Okay, no, that's not the one I want. People of common descent, a word from the 16th century. Okay, from the Italian raza of unknown origin. Cognate raza, etymologists say no connection radix root. Admit that it might have influenced the tribe nation sense. So basically, it's, from that kind of root, basically meaning, root, tribe, nation, and all of that, right? But Esau's come along now, and he's basically lumped everyone by how they look, right? So by Esau's standards, that's a white girl and that's a black girl, despite the fact that they're, both most likely Benjamites. Hell, hey, her mom could be Benjamite as well. Alright, it says, surely, Isaiah 29:16 says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the works say of him that made it, he may be naught, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. Right, so Esau's turned upside down many things, and one of those things is the understanding of race. Right, like we read Numbers 1, it's all to do with your father's line. You are what your father is. Like one thing they say is, what do you call it? They'll call these mixed race or biracial. Basically saying mixed race, but there's no such thing as mixed race. Right, there's just what your father is. Right, and yes, it says Daniel 9:8. It says, "O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of faith, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee." Right, so we have a confusion of faith. We look like everything under the sun. Right, and here's the point, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. Right, this is part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28. Right, so Deuteronomy 28:64. It says, "And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people." And what would you do when you're amongst all people? You intermingle, you deal with their women, their women lay your seed, and then when those children grow up, basically that color, that pigment, that look gets washed out over the years, right? So it's not so difficult to imagine that you have, Jakes that look Chinese or Jakes that look Indian, right? Scriptures say in Hosea 1 that we are as the sand of the sea, right? It says from one end of, so it says, "And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people." So all people, so you have Jake that look like everyone on the face of the planet Earth. Right, it says from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Right, you get, for instance, Ephraim. Right, it says Hosea 7:8. It says, "Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people." Ephraim is a cake not turned. Right, you see what happens when the cake's not turned. Basically, Ephraim is a multitude of different colors. In fact, there was just an article here, here with these, Colombian girls, right? And they look just like white girls, right? And but they'll be of the tribes. I mean, obviously they're built like a Jade woman. You can tell that they're Latin, right? But using Esau's classification of black, white, yellow, right? They'll be classed as white girls, but they're Israelites, right? So I just wanted to cover that real quick. It's just been a quick one. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.